word from our sponsor. Advanced Elements is the leader in design and manufacturing of inflatable kayaks with cutting-edge technology and providing excellent customer service. All of their products are designed to give paddlers the tools they need at a value they deserve. Check them out at advancedelements.com or call toll-free at 866-262-9076. Hello, and welcome to Paddling and Pedaling Florida Adventures. I'm your host, Mr. D. Hey, you can see him out on the G-Force e-bike today, and today is a special day. I just hit 1,000 miles on the G-Force. So what I want to do today is kind of give you an overview of everything I've done, the issues I ran into and resolved, and all that kind of stuff like that. So, hey, we'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, first off, I want to talk to you about what I did to the handlebars. Now, the handlebars I switched out to mustache bars. I put a item extension on it, as you can see right here, and then camera mounts, cell phone mounts, stuff like that. Now again, you don't have to do this stuff, but the mustache bars actually relaxed my hands more because it pulled the bars back a little bit, and they really came out really well. Then I've got my 360 camera mount right here. This is where my GoPro sits. Then I have two other GoPro mounts. One here and one here. I have a portable flashing rear light when I'm using the Rock Rose bag, and that's what this bag is right here. And it's got the, I guess, saddlebags or pantiers or whatever they call those things. Now, when I'm not using the bag, I use this 4-part alarm system tail light. That's down here. I have a giddy-up seat. Now, I couldn't go with the suspension seat post because I am too vertically challenged. As far as mirrors goes, I did do an iteration of mirrors. I used to have the round one that came off the bar end, and I just didn't like that at all. So I switched over to these, and I love them, and I still like the idea of a bar end. Standard water bottle system, but the only thing I didn't put a wire one on, I put a canvas one that wraps around the giraffe stem. Maintenance-wise, only thing I've had to do maintenance-wise is replace the rear tire and tube. I ingested, and I mean ingested, a nail. And it was so big that it sucked up inside the inner tube when I tore it apart. That was crazy. So anyway, I could have fixed the tire and used the tire again. I could have patched the inside of it. But I got a thing about that. Once my tires go or something, I catch a flat, the tires and the tubes are gone. The next thing I got is a big loofoo, as you can see down here. That is the bike lock or security system. I have an alarm system here, and I'm gonna go ahead and set it. Now, it does have a long timing between the alarm system and the setting, but you know, you kind of get used to it. Now, if anybody comes up to this thing and rocks the bike, that's what it's gonna do. And then when it goes, if they do it again, it's gonna set the alarm off. When I have the Rock Bros bag on, I have to use my little strap-on tail light back here. Now, another safety feature I did was I put on and it's called a Vast Fire flashing dual light headlight system. Now, the headlight on the bike stock is excellent, but it doesn't flash, and I like the idea of having a flashing light. But as you can see as I'm talking, the only maintenance item I really had to do was standard chain cleaning and just replace that rear tire and tube, and that's because I ingested a nail. I'm still running the stock tire up front. I have no loose spokes, and that was a question that a lot of people have asked me. And then I did my customization, which I just finished right here. I took off the branding and I put on reflective flames, accents and stuff like that, and it's just for me. Just for fun. And unfortunately, I still don't have the FX turtleneck and BMX bars. I got a message yesterday. They're saying that they should be at the beginning part of April, and I surely hope so, because I've been waiting over 30 days. Now, I understood that going in. It was what they call a pre-order system, so you figured 30 days or more, but I was kind of hoping to have these BMX bars and a turtleneck system on this. It'll get rid of this giraffe stem and go to a turtleneck, which you can still pull out or fold, and then it will have BMX bars. So my mustache bars will become obsolete. But I don't know yet. I want to see how all that works out. But as you can see, the bike has performed extremely well. I've had no real problems. Oh, I did. The kickstand that was stock on this bike kept causing my bike to fall over. And so I went ahead and just replaced it. And I got a POW kickstand. This thing is really, really nice, sturdy, big, and it sets my bike up a little bit higher, which I liked. It was too low, and then I would always have to cock the wheel. Now I don't have to do any of that, as you can see here. Its stance is really good. Also added a little zipper bag back here that when I'm not carrying my Rock Road bag, I keep my wallet and keys and stuff like that back in here. So I'm gonna give you a walk around here again. So today, guys, I'm celebrating its 1,000th mile, and I'm kind of excited about this because I got into e-bikes in June. I bought an electric 2.0, but I found myself off-road a lot, and the 3-inch tires don't hold as well as the 4-inch fatties. Plus, I wanted a little bit more distance, and this was before they had their extended battery. So that's why I went with the, I think, 16-amp battery in the G-Force, and that gives me somewhere around 55 miles. And a lot of my stuff is off-road and in nature trails, and the 4-inch fatties help me there. Because the 3-inch, when I hit that powder dirt, man, they go squirrely on me, whereas the 4-inch tires, they are a lot more stable. So anyway, we're going to continue our ride, guys, and I hope you enjoy this celebratory ride of 1,000 miles. Let me give you my likes of this e-bike. I'll tell you what, I've looked at a lot of e-bikes. I mean a lot. The electric, if they'd have stayed with the 4-inch fatties with the 3.0 and the regearing and all that kind of stuff, I'd have been all over that. However, the lack of hydraulic brakes. Now, I just recently found out, and I didn't know, that the front rotors are 160s and the rear rotors are 180. Now, I didn't know that. This is hydraulic brakes versus mechanical brakes, and that's a huge difference. And then at first, I thought I would hate the thumb throttle on the left side, and I gotta be honest with you guys, I love it. I got to where I was riding the 2.0 the other day, the electric, and I had to twist that little half throttle thing, and that was driving me crazy. So I definitely like the thumb throttle system, and I like it on the left. Some people have switched it over to the right. but I like it on the left. It's out of the way, and it really works out really, really well. One of the other features I like about this, of course, is the outstanding and very responsive hydraulic brakes. These are just great. And the torque, I don't know what the torque specs are on this particular 750 motor, but it's definitely a 750 watt motor, there's no question. It moves along right well. Now, one of its shortcomings, and along with generally every e-bike on the market today, the gearing isn't right. And what I mean by that is the freewheels on these things is not geared right for the higher end speeds, so you ghost pedal a lot. Now, here's the problem I had with trying to change out the freewheel. Now, it's got a very strange freewheel, and it's a Shimano. Shimano quit making 11 to 28 and 11 to 20 or 32. They just stayed with the 14 to 24 or whatever the hell it is. Anyway, I went and got a Maniac, or whatever they call that thing, twice. I actually tried this twice, and it's an 11 to 28, and I tried putting it on this bike 2 different times, 2 different occasions. I couldn't get the derailleur adjusted, and it really upset me. And I looked at it, and I looked at it real close, and I guess it can be done. Somebody has done it. They took it to a bike shop, and I guess I could do that, but I'm so dang stubborn that I'm gonna keep trying until I get it right or I get it wrong. But if I was to say a shortcoming, if they could upgrade their derailleur and go to 11 to 28 or 11 to 32 freewheel, this bike would be absolutely perfect. But that's my only real complaint. So anyway, we're going to continue our ride, guys, and we will be back with you a little bit. Guys, I hope you really enjoyed the 1,000-mile review of the G-Force e-bike. Now, the G-Force e-bike is really outstanding. I really like it. I just wish they had an 11 to 28 or 11 to 32 gearing in the rear, or change the drive sprocket off the crank and change the tooth rating on that to where it would work. But that's my only real complaint. Other than that, all those modifications that I've done and all that kind of stuff, and changing the seat and customization and bars and all, you don't have to do any of that, guys. You don't have to do none of it. This bike is outstanding right out of the box. I'd recommend the larger size battery. I think it's 15, 16 amp. I think it's what's in this one. It's a little more pricey, but you get a lot more range. Being restricted to 25 miles is really not good, because the 25 miles really isn't 25 miles. It depends on what PAS you're in. This one gets out at 55 miles. I did do a 30-mile ride once, kind of checking to see what the battery was really like. Now, I've never ran it to the end of the battery, but when I did the 30-mile ride, I still had 3 bars left, and that's pretty good. So I think it's going to get upwards of around, and I was running in PAS 2 now. I wasn't running in PAS 4, and I wasn't using a lot of throttle and all that kind of stuff. The higher the PAS rating and the more throttle you use, the less distance you get, because it eats more battery. So, but I found on this bike, if you set it up to a PAS 5 setup, and you can ride comfortably. Now, I run between 15 and 17 miles an hour in PAS 2. That's the way I've got it set up, and it really works for me really well. I really enjoy it. But you know, the bike itself is really an outstanding e-bike. It's probably one of the best on the market. I wish G-Force would make a step-through with the same features, and it'd have to be a folding step-through, with the same features as this G-Force T42. Now, I've heard about the T5. I guess they made some pretty serious changes on the T5, but I really don't know what those are. I asked about it, but I'm not really got no real response back of what changes they made. So Anyway, the T42 is an outstanding bike. It's going to serve you for a long time. Just keep your maintenance up like you should. I do a chain clean about every 200 miles unless I'm off-road. Now, if I'm off-road, then I do it a lot more. So it just, when you start hearing it and you hear it start getting noisy, that's the time to clean it. Now, I use Park Tool cleaning system for that. That was another accessory item I did buy. Now, I'd recommend that to anybody. But I use Zep citrus cleaner, not that Park Tool cleaner, because I mean, the cost of that, I could buy two 2-gallon jugs for the cost of one of that little Park Tool solvent cleaner stuff. And as long as you get all the Zep cleaned out, you're going to be fine. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you on the next one.
Average pace, 5 minutes.